Donald and Kyle showed their asses. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to KRSTV. This is your boy Kenny. Now remember, subscribe to my channel and click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow all the information I have in the description box as well as the comment section. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. Now, before I get started, let me send a special shout out to the GMHC crew, which is Gay Men's Health Collaborative. If you are in the DMV area and would like to get tested for HIV, reach out to us at the GMHC crew to get yourself a home testing kit. You can have the kit mailed to you, or you can call us at the GMHC crew to set up a same-day appointment. You can come to our location to pick one up. Also, if you're interested in getting set up for PrEP, which is HIV prevention, reach out to us at the GMHC crew for that as well. Also, if you're a fan of KRSTV and would like to become one of my Black Diamonds, sign up for my Patreon today. Black Diamonds, because in darkness we still shine. For $5 a month, you'll get all of my YouTube content as well as exclusive videos that will be for the Black Diamonds that will not appear on YouTube. So check out my Patreon, and also check out my my YouTube partner BK WorldTube, which is the which is like the Black Netflix. You get shows from Love and Hip Hop to the Black Ink crew. So after this review, check that link in my description box and comment section to check out BK WorldTube. Now this is the Oval Season 1, Episode 17, and this episode is called the Five Families. Yo, this episode was crazy because it picks up where it left off, where Lily told Donald that she was gonna go to the news and sing like a bird, and he choked her ass out. So here it is, continuing from that. She literally tries to escape, was like, "You tried to kill me." I'm like, Bobby tried to warn your ass, Lily. Like, he told you you are a pond in a sea of sharks, and most importantly, you're married to one. Like, did you really think you was gonna air this man out into the public and he was gonna let you live? Oh, so she tried to escape. He tackled her at the door. She's screaming help and everything. So she's getting that reality check that, yeah, you're in a situation where your life is no longer your life. But then we see that Donald is literally in panic mode. He's like, "Look, I don't want you to die, but if you leave, they will kill you, and and then I have to do it. I have to do it if you don't stay in line," and all of that. And he begins to share some info with her. One, that he's next in line to be president. So it goes to show that he's definitely an insider, that Victoria's family is looking to put to become the next president. So literally, he's playing a role as the chief of staff, but he has his own agenda. Like I said, Donald definitely ain't to be trusted, because Donald is definitely working for the same forces. And then he explains that there are 5 families that own everything. They own industry, they own pharmaceutical companies, and they own us. And she pretty much begs him to let her leave. And he said that if I let you go, you're going to go to the police. And she's like, "No, I just want to go for a drive." So she eventually talks him down and he lets her go. But you can just see the defeated look on Donald after she left. I'm like, it's a damn shame, because there are a lot of people like Donald. Not just because Donald's gay and he's in the closet, but people who cannot live they can't live to be their authentic self. And we literally see that example in Donald. So Tyler was a genius in writing that character because there's so many people like Donald in the world who live by, by hiding behind an image or a persona, and they can't be who they truly are. So then we get a scene with Gail and Jean. Gail, with her smug, disrespectful ass, pretty much tells Jean, I saw you. I was in the trunk of your car, and I heard what you said about my family. You said my mother was a bitch and my brother was a perv. And I can get you fired because you're not supposed to be talking about us. And then Jean was like, do what you gotta do, girl. But she's like, but I won't. And she's like, why? She's like, because I heard what you said about me, that you feel sorry for me. And, she's like, okay, cool. But then Gail was like, well, I need you to do a favor for me. My boyfriend was killed. I heard what they said on the news, but, I think that's pretty much fabricated. But could you ask around your neighborhood to see if anybody knows anything? And she said, sure. And when she walked away, Gail was like, bitch. I'm like, for real? You gonna ask this one for a favor and then call her a bitch? Like, Gail is so damn disrespectful. And and I wonder where she get that from. So then we get a scene with Hunter and Kyle. We can definitely tell that Kyle got like a little thing for the president. Because he's like, anything you need, private or special need. And he's like, what you like? And then Hunter's like, what do you mean by that? He's like, well, I work for someone, and if he needed a need to be satisfied, I was there to satisfy it. And then Hunter was like, well, I really don't need another. He's like, I really don't need another girl right now. But then he's like, okay, sir. And then Hunter gives like Kyle the strange look, like, good night, Kyle. Cause Kyle is weird and he's creepy, but Kyle is sick as fuck. So, but Hunter kind of was people like, what the hell are you trying to do? Like, he's trying to get you off, Hunter. He ain't trying to get you another girl. He's trying to be the girl. Hello. Just saying. So, we at the hospital. Nancy, Priscilla, and Sam are still waiting to hear about Richard. The nurse comes in and says that Richard made it. He's going to be fine. So, Sam is like, great, now we can breathe a lot easier. But then Nancy begins to spaz out again. It's like, really? What about Barry? Really? Why would he drive the car like that with his daddy in the car and blah, blah, blah? And I'm just looking at her like, you still haven't made the connection that Barry is spazzing out because he lost his daughter and he doesn't know where to look or where to go to find her. Like, this is a man who's lost his child, and any person who would lose their child under those circumstances will probably be even more crazier than Barry. And then she's still freaking out, and then Priscilla made the joke like, girl, I liked it better when you were in shock. Like, you're doing too much. And she is. And it's like, the thing about it is that she has that health condition that, she could, make herself sick if she gets too upset. But she's quick to react. But Barry is just like her. So it's like mother, like son. So then, we get a scene with Kareem and Sharon. We find out a lot about that whole situation. And I'm going to be real, I don't feel sorry for Kareem not one damn bit, because this is your doing, but it makes me so sick with Kareem is that Kareem wants to play like he the victim in all this shit. Dude, if you weren't up there fucking his girlfriend on the counter, Barry would have never drove in that car into your store. Like, you're partly responsible for this. And you're responsible for what happened to Richard because you pulled out a gun and you was trying to shoot Barry, and Barry was trying to prevent you from shooting him, and you accidentally shot Richard, but yet you sat up there and lied and said that Barry shot the gun. And if they dust that fingerprints, they will see that Kareem was the one who pulled the trigger, not Barry. But then he's like saying like, I have to stay open every day. We're barely staying afloat. Well, maybe if you weren't up there snatching on Sharon's box instead of doing the books, you wouldn't be in a situation with your nasty ass. And then she says like, oh, let's get a Valium, it can cool us down. Um, and then all of a sudden, here he go again, trying to spread bad news about Barry, because his ultimate goal is to get Sharon on his side, because he wants Sharon for himself. And he don't care what lengths or how gutter he has to dig to get her. And he's like saying that, you know, he could have killed me. He could have killed you. And he murdered that woman, Ruth. You know, you need to stay away from him. And she's like, and Sharon is kind of thinking like, this ain't like Barry. I don't know him to be like this. And then he's like, well, did you know that he would drive a car into the store and shoot his daddy? You shot his daddy, you sick son of a bitch. Oh, that Kareem get on my nerves. That's the thing I can't stand about him, is that he likes to play the victim. Dude, you're mainly responsible for everything that happened. Selfish bastard. Anyway, let's move on. So then we get a scene with Gail and Jason. You know, they talk about how much they hate the White House, and she's like, you know, only if I can get online so I can, you know, get to a lawyer so I can emancipate myself. And Jason's like, please, I'm always online. And he's like, and she's like, how? You know, every time I go online, I can't get anywhere. She's like, oh. And he was like, shoot, I got Dad's secure Wi-Fi code. And she pretty much opens his laptop, and he's just pretty much, this boy's been watching a lot of porn, you know, and it just goes to show that Jason is very sick, and Jason definitely will probably be doing something crazier down the line. So then we see that Hunter is like pretty much looking under the rug or whatever in the room where all the blood spatters at. And then all of a sudden, you know, Victoria comes in and she's like, do I need to call my mother? And he was like, what are you talking about? He's like, and she asks, what happened? And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, Denise. And then she tells him, you know, talk to your son. And then we literally see the sword up there. So I said, if you find the sword, you'll find who killed Denise, because that sword is still missing. So she pretty much tells him to go talk to his son. He goes in there to talk to Jason. He pretty much tells Jason that, look, what happened at lunch today? And Jason's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you know, what you was doing, you know, masturbating under the table with your grandmother. He's like, look, you cannot embarrass me or embarrass this office. And he was like, you got the nerve to talk? I mean, what about you? You know, ain't you been bringing that girl Denise through here? And I'm like, how the fuck does Jason know all this shit? Jason has a real sneaky nature about him. I mean, he's pretty much like Hunter in this regard. He pretty much is a sneaky, smooth criminal. You know, he always is. I mean, he the one that got Gail out of the White House, past SS. So Jason is sneaky as hell, and he know about Denise. And he said, "Yeah, I saw her every time she was here." He said, "Did you see her today?" And he was like, "Yeah." Really? So could Jason have killed Denise? I mean, how would that be possible? He was with his grandmother, but due to the fact that Jason can move around and sneak around, who's to say that he didn't? And remember what Lily said, you know, serial killers start off as perverts, and Jason is a pervert with a capital P. And then he was like, nah, I didn't see her today. And then like Hunter was like, are you lying to me? And he said, I always lie to you. And, you know, I mean, come on, we up here, you know, pretending like we the perfect family. It's all bullshit. So then Hunter leaves out and then runs into Cal and tells Cal, keep an eye on my son, because something doesn't add up. I'm like, yeah, hold on to that, because, you know, the question is, was Jason capable of killing Denise? And the question is, where's that sword? Or did Hunter do it in a drug haze and we just didn't see it on camera? But then again, in due time, all will be revealed. So then pretty much we get this crazy ass scene with Kyle and Donald. Kyle comes over. Donald definitely is really you know, emotionally fucked up because he had that whole showdown with Lily. Um, and then, like, you know, Kyle being this arrogant asshole, one of the people that's there to guard the door, Lewis, he's pretty much like, look, I know you doing your little job and everything, but he's expecting me. So Lewis says, I have to announce you first. So he announces Kyle, and then Donald's like, okay, let him in. He's like, see, I told you, Lewis, you can go back to your little job now. Like, Kyle's just such a disrespectful bitch. It's ridiculous. So he lets him know that he put people on Lily, and that and that as far as his track, she's been at the precinct 3 times, and she's just been driving by. And pretty much Kyle's like, I told you to let me take care of it. And he's like, no, she'll come back. You know, she'll come back. I know she will. And all this. And like, Kyle is just really, I mean, Donald is just really shaken up because, you know, because he did tell her, if you go into that precinct, they're going to kill you. You know, and I can't help you if you do that. But then all of a sudden, you know, that damn Kyle with his nasty ass was like, well, won't you come with me and let me take your mind of it, because I'm going upstairs. And then all of a sudden he starts getting up like, I'm going. Come on, give it to me. Make me growl. I was like, oh, damn. Like, what the hell? Like, Kyle is a horny bitch. And, of course, you know, Donald gonna go and see what's up because, you know, Donald can't resist. And then we see that Lily is in the parking lot, you know, and she gets on the phone and calls Bobby, I'm sorry. And she tells Bobby that Donald tried to kill her, and she lets him know that she's at the station, and he lets her know that don't do that. You know, don't do it. And he lets her know they got people there. So if you go up in there, yeah, it's 86 for your ass. And then he tells her to come to me. And he pretty much, and he also, and then you know, Sam actually approaches her car and it's like, hey, can I help you? And she's like, oh no, I was just resting here. She plays it off and she drives off, and she goes to meet Bobby, and she's pretty much saying, what do I do? What do I do? And he kind of lets her know that, you know, what did he say? And she told him that he told me that he wants me to play house, to act like everything is normal. And he was like, that's the best thing you can do right now. You know, play it safe until you get something on him in order for you to get out of it. You know, but right now that's the safest thing you can do. You know, play the game. Of course she's dead set against that, but she heeds what Bobby's telling her, because I said, Bobby told you going from them like that, you need to be careful. And now that she done got choked the fuck up, that reality has finally hit her. So now we see that Sam meets up with Detective Jake, and they're talking about Barry, and he's there to, and Sam is there to see Barry, and Sam is even saying, like, this is not ordinary. I mean, this kid was an honor student. Sam, he just lost his daughter. The man is out of sight, out of mind. Like, crazy. So then we see Barry and Sam have a conversation, because, you know, Barry's still locked up. And pretty much he asks Barry what happened, and Barry tells him the story that he saw Sharon and Kareem having sex, and he just lost it and drove into the store. And, you know, it was just really bad. But then Sam says, I'm going to work on your bail, and he tells him not to talk to anybody. Oh, yes. And, okay. So now, so then, like, when Barry's being escorted back to his cell, he knows a guy from around the way, this guy named Norm, who pretty much also knew his cousin Picky, and he pretty much says, yo, I'm sorry to hear about your cousin Picky. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, Picky's dead, man. And then he said that, oh, yeah, and Denise, you know, she dead, too. Her head was chopped off. And then they also said on the news that she was a prostitute, but we know that shit was a lie. And then he was like, yo, something is crazy with that damn White House. You know, Picky was with that damn girl, talking about Gail. And then, like, Also the first lady was at Denise's store. Son ain't up with this shit, yo. After I get out of here, I'm leaving town. Fuck this shit. So Barry connected with a neighborhood friend, and now he knows that Picky's dead, and also know that Denise is dead as well. So also we also see that, you know, when finally by the time Donald gets upstairs, Cal is butt ass naked. He pretty much has the radio set to track Lily, and they literally get it in, and you know, he's telling him to slap him, and you know, like, I was like, damn, you know, slap me around and call me Susan. Like, yes. So Donald and Kyle are literally tearing each other up in the bedroom. But then the last scene, Hunter and Victoria are in bed. She drops her earrings on the floor. Hunter's like, won't you just leave it there and get in the morning? She's like, no, these are my grandmother's earrings, and I'm not going to let my grandmother's earrings be on the floor. And then all of a sudden, he's like, and he's trying to get her to stop. She's like, I'm not leaving my grandmother's earrings on the floor. And she goes to grab it, and then all of a sudden she looks up, and there's blood on her hands. So now the cat's out the bag. So that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I really enjoy this show because people have been trying to say that the Oval, he's trying to copy Scandal, and I do not understand for the life of me why people keep saying that shit. Scandal was an intellectual, political, economical, and social drama that has you on the edge of your seat. It was like the inner workings of government in the White House. The Oval is literally a family drama, and the White House is the backdrop. So there's some differences there. There's some similarities, but the Oval is its own capsule, and y'all need to look at it for what it is and stop trying to compare it to Scandal, because Scandal is its own thing. Nothing can compare to Scandal. But the Oval, I'm here for the shits, and I'm here for everything, because it's mainly centered around the drama amongst the families. And the White House is just a backdrop. And it's crazy. And I'm here for all of it. But yeah, get down in those comments if I missed anything. I truly enjoy this show. I thank you for your love and support. So until next time, everybody, take care.